train fans, welcome back to Other Side of the Tracks. I am Chris. Thank you for being here today. Behind me here is a little mountain of boxes I received from Henning's Trains out of Lansdale, Pennsylvania. Something that I ordered literally 2 years ago and finally has come in here at the house. And really glad to finally get them. It's been a long wait. These are exclusively from Henning's, a limited run special edition New Hope and Ivyland themed ore cars, or more specifically, Ballast cars from these RMT ore car runs. So RMT has released 54 different road names, quite a plethora of options for one to choose from. And well, since I'm a big New Hope and Ivyland fan, of course, I had to get some New Hope. Now, spoiler alert, sometime we'll be doing a video on some Strasburg Railroad ore cars. So stay tuned for that one. But right now, we're going to get these RMT ones taken care of. So you may notice there's more than one box behind. So the ultimate question is, you want to run some ore cars. How many ore cars do you have in your consist? It's a very important question. Do you just want 1, 2, 10, 20, 50? Obviously, it can also depend on the size of your layout. When I ordered these boxes behind me here, I was still in my previous location where I had my layout on the dining room table, and it was a rather small loop that I had. I had 2 loops. Just like I have 2 loops here on this layout, although this layout is a little bit bigger. So I had no idea where I'd have my layout, how big it would be when I ordered these. But I ordered a pair, and I ordered some more, and I ordered some more, and then I ordered a little bit more. So I separately ordered 4 different times these ore cars until I arrived at the number I thought would be good for me. And I was hoping at that time I'd have the layout big enough to run them all at the same time. And to be honest, I don't know if they're all going to fit on my outer loop here. We will find out. But I thought it would be really cool. So that's a good question for you as well. How many ore cars would you like? What do you tend to run? So as this was a limited run set from RMT, exclusively from Henning's Trains, I knew, well, I better snap up all the ones I possibly could want right now before they all disappear. So as soon as these arrived, of course, they started flying off the shelves at Henning. They only had 300 of these ore cars produced in all, and they're selling them as 2-car set, even though they are individually packaged from RMT. So, what is the question? The ultimate question. The ultimate question is, how many ore cars? This reminds me of something. The ultimate question, yes.
Yes, but you're not going to like it. Doesn't matter, we must know it. All right. The answer to the ultimate question of life, the universe, and everything is 42. Yes, I thought it over quite thoroughly. It is, it's 42. It would have been simpler, of course, to have known what the actual question was.
But it was the question. The ultimate question. Everything.
That's not a question. Only when you know the question will you know what the answer means.
So the answer for me was 42. I got 42 ore cars, in case that wasn't clear. But yeah, no idea if I'll fit on the track. Let's go ahead, get these boxes open, check them out. I've been waiting literally years to check these out. So finally, it's the day. We're here, and we'll open them up, check them out together right now here on Other Side of the Tracks. Before we do, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel. If you're one of my subscribers, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. So these come in 6 cars per little shipping box. So 7 boxes, 6 cars per box, 42 ore cars here on the table. We have our item number from Ready Made Trains. 4-car New Hope and Ivyland, 6 sets. One of the reasons these took so long to come in is that the trucks and wheels, the whole assembly was defective and they would derail. So they had to be redesigned, rebuilt, sent back to manufacturer, or sent back to the factory, reshipped out to America. Now, despite ordering these 2 years ago, paying for them 2 years ago, and finally being shipped, I almost didn't get these. Now, when I moved to my current home a year ago, I called Henning's, told them that I had moved, and updated my address because I certainly did not want my big pile of New Hope and Ivyland ore cars going to the wrong house. And fast forward a year later, when these finally came in, an employee from Henning's called me up, and I again confirmed the address they had on file, my new address, and they emailed me 4 tracking numbers, as they said these were going out in 4 boxes. Well, long story short, these tracking numbers never worked. And I was just like, okay, I guess we'll see when they show up. And then I get a random text from someone saying, hey, I got some packages from you. And at first I thought, oh, it must be some kind of scam. Because, well, you know, you get those scam texts all the time. But then I wondered, what if it's my train? What if it's not a scam? So I replied to the person and determined that was the new resident of the house I previously lived in, and my trains were in his house. So even though I called Henning's a year ago to update my address and confirm the address when these arrived at their store before shipping, when they cranked out the shipping labels, those had the old address on them. These went to my old house, were in the old house. That person didn't contact me. I never would have gotten these. So I really appreciate that person opening up the packing slip right here. They opened up the packing slip, found my phone number, contacted me. So I was very happy they did so, because I would be pissed if I didn't get these. And these are about sold out now from Henning's. I think they got 2 listed on eBay, and that's it. They're not on their website anymore. So, but Henning's is not the only train company, or I'm sorry, hobby shop. Henning's is not the only hobby shop that this has happened to me with. So it's not exclusively a Henning's issue. All right, here's our 6-pack. Go. Now these are supposedly all individually numbered. 700, that's a nice round number. 591, oh yeah, they're all mixed. But that's one of the reasons why I bought a pile of them. I can see the print on this one got a little blurry there during manufacturing. This one looks pretty good. This one got a little blurry. We'll take a closer look at these. Having a consist of all identical cars, if they're all the same road number, it just doesn't sound very enticing to me. They all got to have some kind of difference to be more realistic. It's all, oh, card number 3, card number 3, card number 3. Maybe some people that's fine for me. It just doesn't do it for me. But the fact that RMT individually numbers uniquely every different ore car like this, I thought that was pretty sweet. And it's not exclusive to their ore car. They can also individually number box cars, and they can also individually number ore cars. In fact, we've featured on this channel before Strasburg Railroad ore cars from RMT, which were all individually numbered. So that's pretty sweet. Wood chip cars, that's another one they're coming out with shortly, also individually numbered. We might be seeing some of those on the channel in the near future. We'll see what happens. All right, well, let me get some of these out here. get these boxes out of the way. I got a giant pile of these to grab. So we'll be right back. I love these New Hope and Ivyland colors. I will say, before I get the rest of these out, this theming is going to go excellently with the Lionel New Hope and Ivyland Passenger Excursion Train GP30 engine. That red with the black and gold lettering. Oh yeah, it's going to be epic. And so why the 4 tracking numbers didn't work is because they ultimately did not ship these as 4 packages. They taped these up into one bundle of 3 boxes and a separate second bundle of 4 boxes. So it was only 2 packages instead of 4 packages. But they're here. That's what matters. Whew. Glad they didn't go bye-bye. So all these shipper boxes were all previously opened because they had shipped from the factory, and then the trucks and wheel sets were bad. So they had to go on back, open them up, manufacture whole new truck sets and wheels, repackage them, ship them back. So between all the COVID shipping delay nightmares and then having those defective truck wheel sets, that added a massive delay to these things shipping. But, you know, sometimes good things come with patience. Better late than never, right? Absolutely. Oh, yeah. So the numbers are stickers that are applied. So we have the New Hope and Ivyland name painted on there, and then they separately applied a decal with each individual car number. Oh, these are nice. I like that. Fun fact, when you stack all of these shipper boxes, they almost reach the ceiling. Here we have it now. Behind me, all 42 New Hope and Ivyland Railroad ballast cars out of those shipper cartons. So it looks like I got a pretty varied mix of road numbers from the 400s, 500s, and 600s. They have 300 that were produced, according to Henning's, and looking at the artwork from the manufacturer. Although, I noticed that one of the road numbers I have is car number 700. And looking at the artwork, it showed car numbers 401 through 699. So number 700 would be outside of that range. So I think looking at another photo that was posted by Henning's on eBay, they had a what appears to be a production sample which was not individually numbered. So maybe they were counting that as car number 401 and then ended up with car 700. So maybe that car 700 is the last one made out of the 300 plus production sample. Maybe. Anyway, interesting little tidbit I saw. Huh, 700, round number. Wait a second. It says here 401 to 699 is the road number range. Interesting. Let's go ahead and take a closer look at one of these old cars. So I don't have any copyright problems. The 2005 film Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, in my opinion, is an awesome film. Great humor, very British, but still quite relatable. I thoroughly enjoyed it and have seen it many times. Just look at the cast alone. There are so many actors in this movie, I can't even remember them all off the top of my head. We got Martin Freeman, of course, as the main star. Sam Rockwell, who's always excellent in every movie. Mos Def, Zoe Deschanel, Bill Nye, John Malkovich, Helen Mirren, Alan Rickman. Need I say more? If you haven't seen the movie, go see it right now. It's awesome. But then you'll see the full context of that 42 clip, and you'll greatly appreciate it. So, if you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. It's just a massive mountain of ore cars. It just keeps on going and going and going and going. So yeah, I still don't know if all these are going to fit on the layout or if we're going to have a few extra or how close the back of the train is going to be bumping the front of the engine. or if we can even pull all of them, since it'll be running way around. Whoa, whoa! Look at this one here. Look at this one. All right. At first, I noticed 619, which I like because that's the area code of San Diego where I grew up. But notice how this whole thing is a little crooked. It's a lot crooked. All right, this one that's pretty straight. That's level. And whoopsie, little crooked. It's a little crooked, but you know what? For the price point, can you really complain that much? I mean, unless you're staring at it really close, but yeah, I mean, these are definitely more cost effective than, say, a Lionel or MTH or car, and they do have a lot of incredible detail on them, which we are going to take a closer look at that. Believe it. And since I pre-ordered these 2 years ago, my pre-order price for a 2-car set was $53.99 plus shipping. And these sold once they came in. Full pop was $59.99 for a 2-car set, which of course is just, well, 2 individual boxes, since they're not one single set of 2 cars. All individual, that's fine. All right, looking at the packaging here, these are the standard full-size boxes one would have with the box cars they would put out, or other tank cars, so forth. They just use that same box for these itty-bitty 4 cars. That's fine. New Hope Ivyland, custom run Henning's trains. Thank you, Henning's trains. Back of the box there, a little history on RMT. A great addition in the model railroad community. Good quality, great detail at a reasonable price point. And lots of custom runs for hobby shops across the country, filling in various niches that definitely we needed. And we definitely need more New Hope in Ivyland. You can never have enough New Hope, obviously. Obviously. Yeah. This is definitely the most of any single item I've gotten. 42 ore cars. Call me crazy, or call me a fan of New Hope. All right, let's take this out of the box. Give it a look. Taped. Behold, there's our ballast, which is removable. Although I don't want to mess with it too much and break it. So we have 2022 as the original manufacture date. Here we are. It's like 2025 almost. It definitely took a while. And the shiny, brand new, redesigned trucks and wheels. All right, here we have our beautiful New Hope and Ivyland road name. Our unique individual road number, this being number 700, which I presume is the very last one of the 300 made for Henning's trains. So the springs are purely decorative on these trucks, which is fine. Lots of printed on detail. New Hope and Ivyland Railroad Company, Equipment Trust of 1936, First State Bank of Lahaska, agent, trustee, owner. Returned to Henning Stone Company, Lansdale, Pennsylvania, via RDG Railroad. Henning Stone Company. Nice play there, sirs. You have these built-in ladders on both sides of the ore car with an extension and down below all molded in there. Lettering is identical on both sides, as is that unique road number. We got a little air hose plastic detail on the trucks for the braking system. We do have a manual brake wheel here as well. Got some detail on the inside of the wheels there. That's pretty sweet. Now, to review the dimensions, according to the manufacturer, RMT, coupler to coupler, the length is 7 1/4 inches. The height to the top of the ore load, or in this case the ballast load, is 3 inches. Width of the car would be 2 5/8 inches. So let's take a peek here. 7 1/4 length? Yeah, that sounds about right. Inches. Well, I would say it's 3 inches to the rim of the ore car, but maybe that load is going to be just slightly taller than 3 inches. So trucks are die-cast metal. We got operating couplers here. As these are very short, they will work on 031 or greater curve, so pretty much anything out there other than 027. So you have no excuse not to get some of these RMT ore cars, whether it be a New Hope in Ivyland, which actually that might be hard to find now since it's about sold out, or any of the other road names. These RMT lines usually sell out fairly quickly as they make a certain batch and then they are done. So if you see something on their website that you want, call your local hobby shop right in there, see if they're a RMT dealer, or worst case scenario, go to a website of RMT dealer, or even, dare I say it, eBay to find some of these now, because once they're sold out, they will be very hard to get, especially when you only have limited runs on many of these road names that have come out. 300 for New Hope. I'm sure some of the other custom runs are similar in scope. But even the main runs from RMT, they only make so many. They sell out and then they're done. So with the price point, they're going to be wildly popular. And I mean, they look great. Wonderful detail on them. So you really can't go wrong. So if you want to consist of a whole bunch of ore cars or ballast cars, coal cars, whatever load that they may have, and you can of course switch them out since those loads are removable. Yeah, you definitely can't go wrong. All right, so now I'm going to have to dig out from the archives my New Hope and Ivyland excursion set so we compare the colors to how they resemble the excursion line train. Here's the sticker on the individual packaging as well, just for reference. One down on the layout and another 41-ish to go. Ooh, this is gonna take a while. Oh boy. As I'm going through the boxes here and removing these ore cars, notice this one looked a little smashed, but on one end it's ripped. So since these had to go back to the factory and they had to remove every ore car, looks like when they took this one out, they ripped the hell out of this box. But as long as the ore car is okay. So yeah, that's the way it came to me brand new. But again, we had to be reconditioned at the factory to have those trucks replaced. And that's why I think all these numbers are discombobulated. There's nothing sequential. Since they had to remove everything from the shipper cartons, remove those trucks, put on new ones. Yeah, I think that's why everything got mixed up. So these road numbers are all over the map, so to speak. But that's okay. I don't mind that they're not all sequential or whatnot. Just the fact that they're individually numbered. That's what I was looking for. I've seen sets before from Lionel and so forth, where it's like, a coal drag set comes with this many ore cars, whatever. Oh, you can get an add-on set, but again, it's only so many number of cars, and that's it. You got those certain road numbers, and you're limited to how big it can be if you're staying with those identical cars from that set. So I had always envisioned having a really long, coal drag, or in this case, ballast car, just a very long train, all identical ore cars, but with different road numbers. And finally, with those masterminds at RMT, I've been able to make it happen. So we'll keep unboxing these bad boys, get them all out here on the tracks, and, well, we're going to see how many of them will fit on the old layout. All right, we have now unboxed all 42 ore cars. Man, that's the one downside of having 42 of them. Oh my goodness, that took a while. I need a nap. Ha! But as we can see here, we have circumnavigated the layout. And this is actually 41 ore cars on my outer loop here. I knew with these 072 curves and the number of straight sections I had that, we'd be having a little bit of a space issue. So if we pull some of these cars together, we can actually connect the front to the back. There we go. Now we have a full ring of New Hope and Ivyland ore cars, with the exception of this one over here. And the reason why this one's not on the tracks is we have a little problem with the coupler. So I don't know if you can make this out here, but this came detached. So this coupler is a no-go. So we have coupler on this side. Okay, that's functional. But, well, I guess maybe if I use a knife to touch that, it'll uncouple. Let's see here. Okay, so gotta do it the extra manual way there. But alas, it did come with a damaged pin. So I'm where is it damaged? Well, let's see. Now I'm looking at this other one. Well, maybe see if I can squeeze it back in there. Here's our ballast load. Here's an empty copper. Here's an empty hopper car. Okay, yeah, I need pliers. Pliers. Go with the needle nose. Put the needle here. Not drop it. Okay. Pin seems to be in there. But will it stay in there? Will it function? Let's see here. Victory! Alright. We have apparently repaired number 517. Alright, so 517 back in action. The only other problem we have is number 470. We have it here linked on both ends in our circular ballast car train here with no engine. It's just one big circle. But when we apply any kind of force, this left coupler detaches. So this one is not going to work in a long train unless it's in the very back and nothing is connected to this coupler, because it's not going to pull anything. Pull one. Maybe it'll pull one car, but any kind of force from a whole consist. Did I do the wrong side? Well, now it's behaving itself? Huh. Well, maybe since I shamed it, it's now behaving itself. I don't know. That was weird. It had pulled several times. And then I opened it here, and now it's holding for the moment. Well, I guess we'll have to experiment with some more. Anywho, well, until I build a house with one of San Antonio's only basements and build the layout of my dreams, we won't be able to get all 42 on the same track, but we could always put a few of them on the inner loop and have all of them on the layout running at the same time. We sure do have more than one New Hope and Ivyland engine. But yeah, it would be all nice to have them in a single consist at some point in time. This crooked 6191. It's so funny. You see? Oh. Anywho. Alright, let's dig out that excursion engine. Alright, here we have our Lionel GP30 New Hope and Ivyland excursion train engine. And compared to our RMT ballast cars here, the lettering is very good. The New Hope and Ivyland. I think the Lionel one is a little bit brighter yellow, but in terms of the stenciling, the size, that's pretty good. Now the red RMT, a little bit of a darker maroon, whereas Lionel, a little bit on the brighter side of the red spectrum. So not a perfect match between the two, but of course these are different manufacturers. So I'll let you judge which one is closer to the real thing there in New Hope, Pennsylvania. But still, they go together fairly well. It's that consistent theming here. I'm sure Henning's modeled it directly on this engine here, and of course the real-life GP30 there in New Hope, Pennsylvania. While RMT may be a more affordable option compared to some of the other major manufacturers, I would not put their ore car at the same level as this Menards ore car. So RMT here on the right, it's bigger, it's wider, it's much more detailed, it's heavier, it's all around a higher quality product than this here from Menards. These couplers are plastic on Menards. It's just a totally higher level that RMT is at. So I would not compare them as apples to apple whatsoever. I think the ore load's a little bit better here, or ballast, I should say. Here we have one of the RMT tank cars, which came out previously, and I have featured these already on my channel. And while I do love the RMT tank cars, one of my gripes that I had criticized them with was the air hose lines. When I received these cars, the bulk of them, straight out of the box, before I even opened it, had broken air hose lines. Like this one. Okay, there's one on this end, it's attached, but this one is gone. You see there's a little dot right there where it was glued on this truck here. And they were afterthought, really. They're just something that they just smacked on the side there. Most of them detached during shipment. And if you just barely touch it whatsoever, snaps right off. I got sick of gluing them back on because it was like a lost cause. So I was like, if you're going to make them so flimsy and cheap, don't even bother with that feature. Because it was just annoying. And they're just all falling off left and right. Other than the little air hose add-on, these tank cars are great. I really like them. I gotta say, with these ore cars that RMT has come out with, they've really upped their game. Out of the 42 that I purchased from Henning's, not a single one had a broken air hose. It was definitely not an afterthought add-on like with these tank cars. So, RMT definitely upped their game and improved the quality on that. And of course, as I've mentioned, they completely rebuilt these trucks because they had a little problem with the derailment. So, quality-wise, very happy. We just had one problem with a pin that came out on one of these coupling releases. Other than that, mechanically, everything was perfect. We did have one card number 619 where they printed it a little slanted, which I think is just kind of humorous. A little manufacturing defect there. Here's a little character. But definitely, I highly recommend these. They ran great on the layout. They were quiet, no squeaks. Even though I had a bunch of them together here, 36. The couplers were holding up, and my GP30 was able to pull them just fine on a big circle. Probably put a little too much pressure on that GP30, but it was able to handle them. So, yes. Well done, RMT. Well done.
Dispatcher, are we clear through the diamond? Over. Roger, your track is clear. Dispatcher out. Dispatcher, pulling in now. Am I clear inbound? Over. Copy that. All lined up and clear inbound. Dispatcher out. Dispatcher out. Dispatcher, are we clear through the next block? Over. That's orders. Your track is clear. Out. Dispatcher, train is inbound. Am I clear? Over. Copy that. All clear inbound. Out.
All right, there we have it. The ready-made trains. New Hope Ivyland Ballast ore car. Exclusively from Henning's Trains out of Lansdale, Pennsylvania. I want to give a shout out to both RMT and Henning's for putting out this limited run, and RMT for putting out really quality, detailed pieces, and in such a plethora of different flavors. A great addition to the model train hobbyist community. I look forward to other interesting items that they will come out with in the future. And of course, the runs they have right now that are in the works. The future is very bright for RMT. Well, I hope you enjoyed checking out these ore cars with me here today. Really love these ballast cars. Glad to finally have them here on the layout after such a long wait. Wait was worth it. I love them. They look great. All right. Well, once again, please do like and subscribe if you haven't already done so. Appreciate your help with that. Look forward to seeing you next time here on Other Side of the Tracks. Take care.